Imagine a hot, humid night deep in the jungle. A priest in a quetzal feather cloak raises a golden cup filled with thick, dark liquid crowned with creamy foam. It smells of earth, smoke, and something divine. This is chocolate 4,000 years before it became a candy bar. As early as 1900 BC, people in present-day Mexico were already fermenting the sweet white pulp around cacao seeds to make an alcoholic drink. The seeds themselves would later become sacred. The Maya believed cacao was discovered by the gods. In their sacred book Popol Vuh, the first true humans were made from maize dough mixed with cacao and divine blood. They wrote the word cacao with a hieroglyph that looked like a fish, because the beans reminded them of fish eyes. They drank it hot, bitter, and spicy. Ground cacao, chili peppers, vanilla, fragrant flowers, and a little wild honey. Never sugar. The drink was poured from one vessel to another from a great height to create a treasured thick foam. The higher the foam, the higher your status. Cacao beans were money. 100 beans could buy a slave, 10, a rabbit, 1, a ripe avocado. Even prostitutes accepted cacao as payment. By the 15th century, the Aztecs ruled. Emperor Moctezuma II reportedly drank 50 golden cups of Xochitl every day, served by special women in a palace built on a lake. The drink was beaten with a wooden whisk until it foamed like a storm cloud. Aztec recipe: roasted cacao beans, cornmeal, vanilla, black pepper-like flowers, and sometimes a drop of blood from a noble's ear. They believed the feathered serpent god Quetzalcoatl stole the cacao tree from paradise and gave it to humanity, then was banished for it and sailed away on a raft of serpents, promising to return. In 1519, a bearded stranger in shining armor arrived from the sea. It was the year Quetzalcoatl was supposed to come back. Moctezuma welcomed Hernan courts as a god and gifted him warehouses full of cacao. The Spanish first spat it out, bitter mud. Then they noticed Aztec warriors could march all day on one cup. Courts brought the beans home in 1528. Spanish monks removed the chili, added cane sugar, cinnamon, and served it hot. Chocolate became the secret luxury of kings and nuns. By the 1600s, it conquered Europe. Anne of Austria introduced it to France. Chocolate houses opened in London, where philosophers and rebels argued over steaming cups. It was more expensive than gold. In a tiny Amsterdam workshop, Dutchman Conrad Johannes van Houten built a hydraulic press. It squeezed golden cocoa butter from the mass, leaving behind a dry powder. For the first time, chocolate could be made affordable and solid. In Bristol, the Fry family mixed cocoa butter, sugar, and chocolate liquor, poured it into molds, and created thin bars. Wrapped in gold foil and sold for a shilling, they made children press their noses against shop windows in wonder. In the little town of Vevey on the shores of Lake Geneva, Daniel Peters stirred cocoa for hours with powdered milk invented by his neighbor Henry Nestle. The result was something tender, creamy, and smelling of childhood. Milk chocolate had arrived. Rudolf Lindt forgot to switch off his machine for the entire weekend. The chocolate churned in a stone conch for 72 hours. On Monday, he tasted it and nearly wept. It melted like butter on the tongue. He called the process conching and kept the secret until his dying day. Richard Cadbury drew little angels, roses, and the words "for my love" on a box. Thus was born the tradition of giving chocolate on Valentine's Day. (1793) Marie-Antoinette flees Paris. In the carriage sat a basket of bitter chocolate tablets. When revolutionaries stopped the coach at Varennes, the basket was empty. The queen had eaten every last crumb. American soldiers in the Pacific jungles received Hershey's tropical chocolate bars in their rations, bars that refused to melt even at 50 degrees Celsius. One Marine wrote home, "This bar is the only thing that reminds me why we're fighting." Today, in the shade of equatorial forests in Côte d'Ivoire, beneath giant banana leaves, hang yellow and red cacao pods. Women in bright headscarves gather them into baskets, split them with machetes, revealing purple beans nestled in sweet white pulp, the same scent that filled the air 4,000 years ago. Somewhere in the Amazon rainforest, wild criollo cacao trees still grow, the very same tasted by the first humans. Their pods are small. The beans carry delicate notes of jasmine and red wine. Chocolate made from them costs $1,000 a kilogram. If you ever find yourself in Oaxaca and someone hands you a clay cup of hot chocolate, whipped into thick foam, scented with cinnamon and almond, close your eyes. You will hear the distant thrum of Maya drums, the clink of Aztec golden goblets, and the whisper of Quetzalcoatl, still promising to return. One single drop, and an entire universe inside it. 4,000 years. In one sip. You hear the distant drums of the Maya, see golden goblets in Moctezuma's hands, smell the campfires deep in the Amazon. You stand in Lindt's dark workshop moment. He tastes silk-smooth chocolate for the first time, and tears roll down his cheeks. You hold Cadbury's heart-shaped box and realize it is not just a gift, it is a confession. You ride in Marie-Antoinette's carriage, crouch in the trenches of World War II, and rest in a child's open palm the first time someone places a piece of chocolate there. Chocolate is not food. It is a prayer we speak without words. It is currency that once bought slaves and later saved lives. It is a love letter humankind has been writing to itself for 40 centuries.